is Wicked Rhody, a wicked good podcast about Rhode Island events and life. Hey everybody and welcome. My name's Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us on this lovely vacation week of February. Well, the tail end of vacation week for a good portion of schools. There are some schools, though, that are still in operation. Mm-hmm. What's the deal with the Larson kids? They have... Let's see. You only have one in school.
I only have one in school. So he had off President's Day, okay. And then he goes to preschool in the Warwick system. So Warwick did not have a winter vacation. They had 2 days, but that was really it. And I don't know why. Maybe it was because some of the buildings were not working. I do know a lot of school systems are trying to get rid of February vacation anyway because there's so many snow days.
Right. Well, it just backs up, and then the kids end up going to school like later into June, and you let's face it, at some point the kids just check out mentally because especially now with social media, they see their friends are out, they see other things are happening. A lot of the summer camps start up second week, third week of June.
Yeah.
And if a parent's registered them for the summer camp, then
they paid good money.
Absolutely. And they're missing out on those first few days, and that can cause all sorts of havoc. Or even worse, if they've planned a vacation and they planned it around one of the parents' work schedule or something, because July 1st for a lot of companies, or just in general, is fiscal New Year. So if they're in accounting or finance and stuff, so I can certainly understand why. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean,
but a lot of the kids still do have this week off, so they really, by now, I think parents are pulling their hair out, saying, when is this going to end?
Please, end the madness.
Right. We'll just get walloped with more snow days. But and then, I love snow,
Well, speaking of snow, have you been watching any of the Olympics? I know we're right now at the end of them there. Have you watched any of them?
I've been loving it. Oh, yeah, we've been watching it almost every night now that I figured out how to watch it on Apple TV. So I'm pretty much watching everything a day late. That's how I've decided that it works for me as a streamer.
But I think we all are in general because they're ahead of us by like a day or half a day.
You're right. Okay, so now I don't feel too backwards.
Yeah, don't feel too bad.
Yeah, how about you? How are you watching them?
I've been watching bits and pieces here and there. Of course, I made a video, and you can go on. I shared it on the Wicked Rhody page. You can see it on the Ben DeCastro page. I think this whole curling thing is just way overrated.
Oh why?
Everybody thinks that they can do curling because you see some people over there who maybe are a little overweight and not so athletic. They wouldn't be caught dead in one of those onesies that they're doing on the bobsled or the luge or anything like that. I say that there's too much thinking involved in curling. You know, you have to figure out the rocks and you have a little broomstick.
Yeah, it's a mental game.
Do ski jumping.
There you go.
Very easy, and you can see that video online. But the ski jumping for me, I think all you have to do is land. So just learn how to land, and you'll be fine. But as we get out of the snow, earlier this week we had some pretty warm days. Tuesday and Wednesday were open the windows, flush the fresh air kind of days.
I love it.
Did you open the windows?
Open all the windows, said goodbye to Olaf, our snowman, in the front yard. He lasted for about 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, we had such a massive snowstorm last Saturday into Sunday. It turned out to be not a whole heck of a lot. They were saying 8 inches at one point, but we barely got anything in the East Bay. But the tease of warmer days, I love it.
Oh
I'll take it.
Everyone goes out and get their iced coffee. They open up their windows, as you said. You yourself whipped out your shorts this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even care what meetings I'm going to or who I'm seeing. If it's February and it's above 45, 50 degrees, I will be wearing shorts. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but...
Hey, all the girls at URI are doing the same exact thing, so there you go.
Get the sun on the legs early and often is what I say. So if you tuned in while you're on the road working, getting some errands done, or just recovering from the cold because this weather has thrown you all off, sit back, relax, enjoy the episode. If you hear something that piques your interest, we'll have all the links and info for you on the show notes on our website, which is wickedrhodypodcast.com.
So, it's time for the wicked fun in the 401.
Yes.
And let me tell you guys, I've got something that is just really wicked fun. meaning, like, I'm using that word wicked as many times as I possibly can because this is one of the most Rhode Island events that I have heard about, and I'm actually going to be performing in it. It's the American Band, which is the ensemble that I play in.
The Wicked Old Band.
The Wicked Old Band, celebrating our 181st concert season.
Oh.
That's right, guys. We're wicked old. We're going to be having a concert this Sunday at 3 p.m. at the University of Rhode Island Fine Arts Center. This is going to be a tribute to Rhode Island composers.
Oh.
Believe it or not, you might sit here and think, Rhode Island being so small, we may not have a lot of musical composing talent outside of the regular songwriters with the guitars and the pianos and all that kind that you see, maybe at AS220 or folk festivals. But we actually have some classical band composers that have done extraordinary works. So we're going to be having songs not only written by these Rhode Island composers, but some are specifically about Rhode Island places. Like there's ones that is called Beachscapes by Roger Sitchy, and there's a song all about Scarborough Beach inside that one. And there's another one about Rocky Point Park. So This is a fun concert, especially, for Rhode Islanders, because when you listen to this, for instance, the Rocky Point Park song, you're going to be sitting there being like, yep, that's what I felt like when I went through that haunted house. Yep, that's what it felt like being on the corkscrew. So once again, I just had to kick this off with the wicked fun with this really interesting concert.
So when is that?
That is Sunday at 3 p.m.
Where?
At URI.
Oh, URI. Okay,
yep.
Cool. Awesome. Well, hey, the Insanity for Humanity Polar Plunge is taking place this weekend. And, these guys do incredible work because the whole point is they're trying to raise funds for people who are struggling, whether it be with homelessness or, they need to food or whatever. Mm-hmm. They'll also be working and helping raising funds for the Izzy Foundation. So it's happening this Saturday, which is February 24th at 11:30 a.m. They'll have music and games. The plunge will start around noon, and it's happening at the Cold Spring Community Center in North Kingstown. How appropriately named.
Yes, for the polar plunge.
Cold Spring, right? And then they'll take the little walk down to the North Kingston Town Beach.
I love it.
And they will go for a swim. So it's a great time. You can obviously find the information. We'll have the links and everything. But the suggested donation is $20. And with that, you get a free T-shirt. So that's really worth it right there. Mm-hmm. And like I said, this organization has done a ton to raise funds for various different charity groups out there. This time, it's the Izzy Foundation, which is they just do great work over there with Hasbro Children's Hospital. And so do whatever you can to get down there. It's going to be fun. It's on Saturday from 11:30 to 2:30. Take a few dips and go twice, go 3 times, go 4 times. It's fine.
There you go.
Multiple cycles. What else we got?
So after you're freezing from the polar plunge, you need to go warm your body up. And I highly recommend that on Saturday night you head on over to Providence to the Strand because there's going to be this group playing called Trombone Shorty.
I love him.
Right? So good. So good. In the Orleans Avenue, they're going to be playing. It's a great brass band. So I'm going to be playing. I'm just going to play you a little bit of music just so you can kind of get a little bit of the feeling.
Yeah, people
underneath.
may not be familiar with Trombone Shorty. Because he's not exactly played on Light 105.
No,
but he is a very talented musician.
Yes,
he's played the Jazz Festival before in Newport.
So I'm just this is what I'm looking forward to, my friend. This is where I'm going to be. So if you do end up going to the Strand, you're probably going to see me there. This is just an event that, as you said, extraordinary musician. The band that's backing him up is fantastic. Just listen. I mean, you would dance. You would work off that chill from the polar plunge by hanging out, listening to Trombone Shorty. So that's happening again, as I said, Saturday night. The doors open at 8, but the show starts at 9.
And fun fact, a buddy of mine from Bristol, Rhode Island, Eric Bloom, has played with Trombone Shorty.
Really?
Actually has relocated, lives down in New Orleans full time. He's been there for a year or two. He's played with a variety of bands like the funk band Lettuce, and he's actually done his own tours all around the world. Eric Bloom, he's 37 years old, our age.
Yep.
Ridiculously talented trumpet player. Hilarious kid, by the way. He's funny as all get out. But so when's that? That's Saturday night. Yep.
Yeah, Saturday night once again at the Strand. So if this is something you're interested in, you're going to want to get tickets ahead of time, ideally, just so that way you make sure that you got it. So that's happening Saturday night.
That's awesome. Hey, a fun event that's taking place multiple nights is the 13th annual Illuminated Garden at Ballard Park in Newport. Have you ever heard of this?
I don't know where Ballard Park is.
Okay, so Ballard Park, if you do the 12-mile or 10-mile drive, if you do 12 miles, then you might have taken a wrong turn or gone on a loop a few times. But if you do the 10-mile drive, it's about at the halfway point, right when you get by Gooseberry, Goosewing Beach.
Yes.
Those little private little beaches over there.
Yeah.
It's just over in that area there, but they have this annual illuminated garden. It's really cool. They put thousands of lights displayed on the trees and unique features of Ballard Park through their 3-acre quarry meadow. Now, if you're going to go to this, they are strongly advising you to wear the appropriate shoes or boots, as the trail may be a little dark, a little muddy, uneven in places. You're going to want to bring flashlights. You're going to want to have your little
glow sticks?
Yeah, you could do glow sticks as well, which would be very much appropriate. If you look at some of the pictures of this stuff online, it looks really cool. And this is taking place, it starts Thursday night, and it'll be Friday night and Saturday, all 3 nights, from 6 to 9 p.m. each night. It's a free event, too. And if you didn't get enough of the holiday lights, I really think this is like a leftover display that 12 years ago decided, hey, let's keep it going a little bit more. But the event is sponsored by the Bartlett Tree Experts, the City of Newport, Kiki Finn, National Grid, of course, because they have to help pay the bill for the electricity, the Rhode Island State Council on the Arts, and the Rhode Island State Senate. This is really awesome. They do such a fun job down there. It's just a cool thing to check out. We've talked about going down to Newport in the wintertime when things tend to get a little slow down there, free parking and whatnot. So why not on Saturday? This is family friendly, by the way. You can go there with the whole family. Go early if you have real little ones. Go even earlier. Go down, find a nice restaurant down there. Whether it be the Red Parrot or you want to go to Sardella's or anywhere down there, depending on the size of your crew. And then afterwards, go over to Ballard Park. It's really this is something that
these pictures are amazing.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen the pictures yet, I totally want to go.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like that walking tour of the lights. It's like it's like La Salette Shrine without Clopper the donkey and and all the Christmas stuff and without the hustle and bustle. You can walk through and enjoy the lights and not have to be thinking like, oh shoot, do I need to get a gift for my Aunt May or whatever. So.
Oh, I love it. That's really cool.
So there you go. There's our wicked fun in the 401.
So as we've been talking about, it's been school vacation week for a lot of people. A lot of the events that we talked about are really, really family friendly, but the wicked family friendly pick for this week is on Sunday. We're going you to head on over back to the Roger Williams Park Botanical Center, which we've talked about before. Stunning place.
It's
so
amazing.
Cool.
It really is.
They're going to be having a Fairy Garden Days workshop on Sunday from 11 to 2. So this is just a really cute thing, especially if you have a crafty kid who wants to make a little magical hut or fairy decor. Bring some natural materials to swap and a container to take your fairy treasures home in, but they are going to have some items there for you to play with. This is one of 3 workshops in creating your own fairy garden house. And there's going to be displays there through around April. So this is a great place for you to get your art on, and then if the kids really are into this and they want to go see some really well done fairy gardens, that's going to be over in April that they can look forward to. Awesome. So once again, that's Sunday 11 to 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No matter where you are in Rhode Island, you are never more than 18.5 miles from either the water or Connecticut or Massachusetts. So we, from time to time, will bring you events that are happening in our neighboring areas. And this time, the neighboring area is not only Massachusetts, but it is the water. Because you remember the old school game, Battleship?
Yes, it was one of my favorites.
Classic game. I never understood the electronic version, but whatever.
Hey, yeah.
The old school is fine with me.
Old school's the way to go.
Absolutely. Well, You Sunk My Battleship will be a World War II and nautical gaming day at Battleship Cove in Fall River on Saturday, February 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Get your game on at Battleship Cove. This is going to be playing Battleship?
Yeah.
On a battleship.
Stop it.
Is that like Inception?
That's so meta. I can't even handle it.
There
Wait
you
a
go.
second. So you literally get to play this game on a battleship.
Not only that game, but there'll be also World of Warships, Call of Duty, World War II, and a selection of modern and historical board games as well. There will be a battleship tournament.
Bring it on.
There will be the Massachusetts National Guard Mobile Gaming Lab. The Naval War College Museum will have a wargaming display. There'll be demonstration by expert gamers, as well as some PC and video game stations and drop-in board games. This is the ultimate, because as if the taking a tour of the battleships there at Battleship Cove wasn't enough, now you get to play games while you're there on top of it.
Perfect.
Huge. You won't believe what you see there if you've never been there. These are living museums. These are museums that people actually lived on, were part of war, the battleship there. Now you can go on there, you can check it out. They actually do some overnight camping on the battleships. If you ever wanted to learn more information, they have information there. You could, but if you visit all the gaming stations, you earn a prize. And of course, all the activities are included with the price of admission. You got to check it out.
This is really like not just something you'd think about for kids, but I think this would be such an interesting day date if you have like a playful partner, or if you have a friend who just loves to play board games, or just is up for a totally unique experience.
And
this
you know
is
what?
Great.
This is something that would span generations, I think, because even if you're older, if you've got an older couple, maybe the kids are out of the house, maybe you got grandkids, you want to go to this event because Battleship, you remember it growing up.
Yep.
And obviously, you remember all the stories you've heard about World War II. There's a lot of people who just have never had a chance to go to Battleship Cove and take a tour of all their displays, which are just, they do such a great job maintaining it. The weather is supposed to be a little overcast, but it's not as cold. Might be a little rainy, but don't worry. These boats don't leak.
They can handle water.
Absolutely. Absolutely they can. So go check that out. It's on Saturday, February 24th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it. Is that it? We're done?
That's it, my friends.
Wow, express episode this week, ladies and gentlemen. Well, you know, there are a lot of great events, but I think people are just really tired at this point from doing everything. Maybe they just want to regroup if they're heading back to school. So, as we said in the beginning, everything we talked about today can be found on our website, wickedroadypodcast.com.
You can find out more information about us or reach out on Facebook or Instagram. But one of the best things you can do is use the hashtag WickedRhody on your photos that you take in and around the state, especially if you go to events that we've talked about here on the podcast, because that's how people find out about us, with the hashtag WickedRhody.
Show the love. If you want to share what you've heard or share some thoughts about our episodes, you can always leave us a review there on the Apple Podcast Store.
There you go.
Is it a store or the podcast app? Whatever you call it. Go. You know where to go. Or leave us a review on Facebook. We'd love to read it. If you are interested in advertising or sponsorship, email us at wickedroadypodcast@gmail.com.
I just keep thinking, the app formerly known as iTunes. That's all we're going to keep doing.
I know.
Oh my gosh. Until next time, folks, I'm Mary Larson.
And I'm Ben DeCastro.
And you've been listening to Wicked Rhody. We'll have more for you next Thursday.